What is up, YouTube? So let's see. I've already posted 2 videos, and what I realized is I probably should have posted this one first. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the basics and tools that I use to give haircuts, whether it's a fade or just a trim or whatever. I know that everyone is doing their own haircuts now, giving haircuts to their loved ones, obviously because we can't go out and get haircuts. The barbershop, salon, wherever you go. So we're kind of having to work through it and do it on our own. That can be intimidating at times and kind of makes us reluctant, or you guys reluctant to do it. But hopefully by the videos that I'm showing you, by the advice I give you, it makes it just a little bit easier to at least get started and try it out. Obviously this shelter in place stuff that we're dealing with right now isn't gonna be here forever. So with that being in mind, I understand that most people aren't looking to spend a whole bunch of money to get these barbering tools. So I'll just kind of touch on probably the more common products that you guys should probably be getting or would want to get. So let's get into it. First, I use 2 clippers. I use a wall clipper. This is a Taper 4000 or something like that. I can't even see it because I use it so much. The decal's worn off. This is a wall clipper. One of the most popular name brands that you'll see. And the other one is a Oster. This is a Oster Classic 76. Looks like this. This one, a couple of my buddies bought this one for me. This one's really cool. Big motor, takes off a lot of hair really fast. I'll get more into this a little bit later. So whether you go on Amazon, whether you go to a pharmacy or a store, whatever, typically you're gonna see a kit, and that name brand will probably be Wall. It probably won't look like this, but it'll be some sort of clipper kit with a Wall name brand. Other name brands that you might see in stores are like Remington. I've never actually tried Remington, so I can't really speak on that. But the 2 brands I do use, and you know, they go from super inexpensive to really high-end, top of the line pricing. So anywhere you feel comfortable buying it, get what you feel comfortable with. But the Wall, so the Wall has a fixed blade. This is the blade that cuts the hair. It's a fixed blade. This blade stays on here. The thing that varies, and you can choose whatever, short, long, whatever, would be the comb attachment that goes on the fixed blade. So for example, this is a 2 comb attachment, number 2. This is, and I'll tell you, it's a quarter of an inch. So this would go on, slides over top, and you'll hear it click into place. That's attached. So you would do this. If you want to buzz your head, your hair length would be a quarter of an inch. And I have mine on the Walls. I got one that goes all the way up to an 8. So you could tell the difference, the size of the 2 and 8. Shorter, longer. So it goes up, we go in the same way. And an 8 cuts up to 1 inch. So fairly long actually. And my smallest attachment for my wall is a half guard. That is 1/16 of an inch. It's a different color because I bought it. Didn't come with a kit, so I bought it afterwards. Places that you can buy stuff, like I said, drugstores, CVS, Walgreens. You get a kit. You get a kit from like locally. I know Sally Beauty Supply sells kits, or you know where everyone else goes, Amazon. Another distinct function of the walls is that they have this lever here. Moves forward and backward. Forward is considered, or people call it closed. Back, parallel with the back of the clipper, is open. And what that means is closed, if you can pay attention to this part right here, closed, the blade is shorter. That's a shorter cut. If you open it, that'll be a longer cut. So you could really go even in between this, and get like between open and closed, to real fine tune that blend that you're giving. And this also works even when you put the comb attachment on. It still slides up and down. So this is actually the one I use most often for my fades. And this is the one I always use 96% of the time when I give myself a haircut. I do use my Oster because it does have some specific blades that cut shorter and kind of like middle of the road length blades on there. So like I said, the Oster, I use this one. It has a real short blade. That's 5/0. That's pretty short. That's only like 0.2 millimeters long. That's my shortest blade. But then for the Osters, I also have, this is my longest attachment. It's a number 10, and this cuts and leaves the hair at 1 1/4 inch length. So this is, the Osters also have the comb attachment too. It's a little bit different. It has a little metal clip that slides underneath this blade and attaches like that. The Osters, while also being able to use that detachable comb feature, it also has detachable metal blades. So this blade flips back, slides up and off. I can put a longer metal blade, number 2, on this, close. So that's one of the features, or a couple of the features for the Osters. So those are my main clippers I use to cut the hair. Next, I use scissors. So I left my other scissors outside. So for example, scissors or shears, do not use the household scissors, the Friska scissors that are in the kitchen to cut the hair. It will not feel that great and it will look jacked up. So with these kits, with the wall home clipper kit, or with it, whatever kit you have, you'll get some sort of regular shears in those kits. So some scissors, if you don't have good ones, or you don't get scissors in your kit, you go on Amazon, buy some decent shears for like 10 bucks. So you get your shears. That's for actually cutting the hair with your fingers and the scissors. I have thinning shears, which you could tell the main difference is one of the blades has like skip tooth, so not every single piece of hair gets cut Basically, this I use, if you've seen my videos, I use to either thin out hair because your hair is really thick and you want it to be thinned out a little bit, or to more fine tune the blend. And you could fine tune a short blend, or you could fine tune a blend that goes from short to long hair on top. This kind of just softens whatever weight you have in that blend. So clippers, scissors. I also forgot to mention, before you use your clippers, to oil your blade. I think every piece of paperwork that comes with clippers tells you that. You're gonna want probably a squirt bottle to wet the hair on top when you cut it with scissors. You're gonna want to use a comb to comb the hair. After every time you give a haircut or you fade up, always comb that hair back down. Finally, to finish the haircut off, trimming around the ears and neckline. You can use, this is an Andis T trimmer, real powerful trimmer, does a really good job. I got this for Christmas. Or you go to Target and get a lithium ion cordless trimmer. Okay, better. There's in between too, and you could find stuff on Amazon or wherever. So really, those are the tools that I use. And with those tools, I kind of work through haircuts with all these tools. Sometimes I use some more than others. Sometimes I just use one. But as I go through a haircut, I kind of understand and know what the person wants the haircut to look like as a finished product. But as I go through that haircutting process, I kind of change the processes depending on how I see the haircut going. So it's kind of like a real fluid process, kind of like a work of art in a certain sense. So if you think you messed up, or you are not comfortable of a certain part of the haircut where you're at, just stop, take a breath, look at it, and try to use all these tools to adjust with what you're presented, and just try to finish a haircut, I guess, without messing up too much. I want to briefly talk about a fade versus a taper. So a fade is just that blend from a short clipper to a longer clipper. I don't even know, it could be from like a number one clipper to a number 4 clipper. That distance in between there is where your fade is going to take place. And that will be all the way around the head. A taper is specific to the sideburn area and the neckline. So a taper, in a sense, is a fade, but it's fading out from skin to your shortest clipper right here. This would be a taper, just right here. Let's see what else. When you give a haircut, especially a fade, it all depends on what you're comfortable with. You can start with your lowest clipper and work your way into your longest length that you want, or you could first start with your longest clipper and then go with your shortest up to your longest. It really depends on what you feel comfortable with. Other than that, that's pretty much the basics of what I start a haircut with. Those are the tools that are at my disposal for a haircut. So I hope that helps. I guess if you guys have any questions or comments or anything, you can just put them in the comment box and I will answer any specific questions that you have. Other than that, go slow, be methodical in what you're doing, kind of have an idea of what you're going to do before you start, and have some fun. All right.